Welcome to On the Job with Shed,
where we'll dive into some of the many careers here at Shed Aquarium.
Join us as we try to answer,
or at least start to consider,
the question everyone is asking us.
What career do you want to explore? Hi, I'm Leslie.
And I'm James, and today we're going to be interviewing Cal Makalani.
Hello, thank you for having me. Yes, I'm Cal Makalani, and I'm the Assistant Director of Guest Relations here at Shed Aquarium.
So Cal, could you tell me what it means to be a part of guest relations?
So, guest relations helps every one of our guests to have a really great experience here at Shed. And my team is the cashiers, it's the ticket scanners, it's the people that run the touch habitats and the feeding experiences. And it's our job to help the 12,000 guests that come every day have a good enough experience that they'll want to come back again and again and again.
So what does guiding the team that guides the guests look like every day?
That's a really good question. So we have to be a great team to be great ambassadors for Shed. And so for me, what that means is staying organized even before we open. So the first thing I do when I arrive, which is around 7:30 in the morning, is I run through a pre-opening checklist. And I'm looking at things like the pre-sold tickets, how many group reservations, our staffing plan for the day, our operating hours, how many shows we're having, how many events, how many tours, all of it. And as I go through that checklist, I'm asking myself, can I see how we're gonna get from now until the end of the day smoothly? And then if I can't see that, I got a list of action items that I work on all day.
It seems like you have an entire workday before the guests even show up. What do you do when the doors actually open at Shed?
My day could take me in lots of different directions. So that could be reviewing and interviewing job applications, leading a new hire orientation. It could mean training people, or sometimes I collaborate with our partners in human resources, in security, or in development. So I've actually learned that I love problem solving, and I love tackling the challenges that every spreadsheet and every day brings. And that's important when you work in management because that's a lot of what the job is.
Is working in guest relations something you envisioned yourself doing when you were younger?
Who ever heard of Assistant Director of Guest Relations at Shed Aquarium? I didn't even know that existed. But in hindsight, I can see the path that led me here. When I was younger, what I wanted to be was a singer, an entertainer. I also wanted to be a lawyer. I wanted to go into marketing. And then in high school, I realized that all of this kind of combined itself into theater. So I went to college and I got my bachelor's degree in theater from the University of Northern Iowa. But then by the time I graduated from college, I didn't want to pursue a career in acting anymore. So out of college, I was a retail store manager for 11 years until I got fired because I didn't meet my performance targets. So that was really difficult, but fortunately I had enough savings to take a couple years off, and so I traveled and I took some leadership development courses. But eventually I had to go back into the workforce, and a friend of mine told me that Shed was hiring. And I started as a seasonal team member during spring break, and I was kept on through the summer. From there, I've had a number of different positions, from part-time Oceanarium ambassador to a presentation specialist. I was an event supervisor. And then the first time I applied for a management position in guest relations, I didn't even get an interview. But a couple years later, the role opened again. I applied and I got the position. And then a few years later, there was an opening for an assistant director. And again, I applied and I got it.
I bet working in all those different roles is really helpful to you now.
Totally true. I have a decade of experience working in all these positions, so I'm able to predict many problems. I'm able to anticipate what my team might need.
Oh, I get it. So when you have experience, it's easier to predict the future and do spreadsheets.
You got it.
First, our most important question, what's your favorite animal at Shed?
Beluga whales.
Second question, anything about your personality that's uniquely suited for this job?
Well, I take the stand that anything is possible, and you have to prove to me that it's impossible, not the other way around.
Do you have any funny stories from the job?
In fact, I do. So back in the day when I was an interpreter and I was learning how to host it was a scripted 30-minute aquatic presentation. I learned all the lines, I learned all the names of the animals, I learned all the hand signals, and I thought I was ready. But after the very first dolphin behavior, I froze, and the show came to a really uncomfortable halt. So, again, going back to sometimes you gotta fail. That's how you learn, you know what I mean? So I definitely learned from that experience, but it was not comfortable when it was happening.
But hey, you still got through it, and now look at you, you're the assistant director of everything. So everything got.
I just got a promotion right here today.
Yeah.
Amazing. It's the best title I've ever heard.
Watch all the episodes of Shed's career series.
To learn about other careers at Shed.
Because it's never too early to start thinking about your answer to the question.
What career do you want to explore?